Drop towers are one of my favorite attractions at any amusement park. The concept is simple. You go up a tower, and then you come back down, very quickly. But the anticipation of being shot up or down the tower really makes the experience, especially because it's usually accompanied by breathtaking views. In this video, I will count down my top 25 favorite drop towers. Number 25, Zumanjaro Drop of Doom at Six Flags Great Adventure. The world's tallest drop tower is definitely imposing at 415 feet tall or 126 meters tall. Seeing it on the side of Kingda Ka is quite the visual, and the views of Great Adventure are incredible. As for the drop, it's decent. It doesn't really have any airtime or stomach dropping sensations, but the sheer length of the drop and sense of speed does make it stand out. 24. Drop Tower at Kings Island. One of the rare gyro drops, I love the one at Kings Island for a few reasons. One, this drop tower feels ridiculously tall. It's already pretty tall at 315 feet or 96 meters tall, but the ride is located right next to the park's sky coaster, and it's freaky how you keep rising up above it. You also get an amazing view of the heavily wooded surroundings of Kings Island and a nice drop at the end. The large vehicle doesn't have the same zip as the smaller drop tower carriages, but adds a nice floater at the start of the drop, and the drop lasts for a pretty long time. 23. Atmosfear at Leesburg. The drop in this intimate tower feels almost identical to the one at Kings Island, but this one feels astronomically tall. The tower itself is a whopping 381 feet tall or 116 meters tall, and then it's also perched atop a hill, so the views of Gothenburg are astounding. 22. Drop of Fear at Wonderland. The view on this rare Moser tower isn't anything special, but it's a really scary ride. It honestly feels sort of sketchy. Before you board, the operators have to oddly climb aboard the vehicle and manually yank the catch car to verify it's in place. And then the restraints in this one are quite loose and have a lot of give to them. This results in some great airtime on the drop. The drop felt similar in power to one of the Soaring Eagle drop towers. 21. Mock Tower at Busch Gardens Williamsburg. I know this is a very unpopular opinion, but I genuinely do like Mock Tower. Busch Gardens is gorgeous, and it's a real treat to see it from above, from 240 feet or 73 meters to be precise. And the drop is actually pretty solid too. It's a hair better than the intimate gyro drops that showed up earlier in this list. Number 20. Drop Line at Dollywood. This tower feels very similar to Mock Tower. Drop Line gives a breathtaking view of Dollywood in the Smoky Mountains, and the drop feels equal in strength too. It gives a solid stomach dropping sensation on the way down. 19. Highlander at Hansa Park. This felt like a supersized version of Dollywood's drop line. Standing 394 feet tall or 120 meters tall, Highlander feels even taller since Hansa Park is atop a hill above the Baltic Sea. The resulting views are incredible. My only issue with this one is that glasses, even with a strap, were not allowed, so it was hard for me to fully appreciate the view. But the ride delivered a great stomach dropping sensation on the drop, and it was quite a rush. It's also worth noting this ride was supposed to tilt, but the feature was out of commission on the day I visited. I expect a tilting drop tower would have placed it higher on this list. 18. Icaros at Gronelund. This drop tower stands a whopping 312 feet tall or 95 meters tall, and it delivers a beautiful view of downtown Stockholm. The location by the water and old architecture from above is stunning. And then you have the tilt feature. Facing the ground for the drop was a really cool sensation. The drop did feel a bit slower than the other drop towers, but was really freaky. The drop felt similar to Falcon's Fury, but I didn't enjoy it quite as much because Gronelund does not allow glasses on the attraction, so the view wasn't quite as good for me as it could have been. 17. Skyscreamer at Marineland. This ride is here because of its location. Skyscreamer is a massive SNS combo tower standing 300 feet or 91 meters tall. And that drop tower is atop a 150 foot or 46 meter hill. And what do you get to see from atop the tower? Niagara Falls. It's absolutely breathtaking to look down at one of the honorary 8th wonders of the world. In terms of the ride sensations, you get a nice pop of floater airtime going up, and the drop gives a quick burst of airtime. However, these SNS towers don't offer the same stomach dropping sensations of the other towers in this list. 16. Falcon's Fury at Busch Gardens, Tampa. This tower's impressive 335 foot or 102 meter height, combined with the tilt feature, makes Falcon's Fury special. And unlike Icaros, I was able to wear my glasses with a strap, so I could fully appreciate the visuals of accelerating towards the ground. Again, this tower doesn't offer airtime or stomach dropping like most towers, but it's the unique ride position that differentiates it. 15. High Fall at Movie Park, Germany. This Intamin drop tower has a solid height of 197 feet or 60 meters. But what makes it stand out is the unique riding position. High Fall has standing, floorless seats. I always tense up on the drop, expecting it to crush my man region, but thankfully I've never gotten a painful ride experience. Getting floater airtime on a drop tower while in the standing position is extremely thrilling and unique. Now I believe this ride is supposed to tilt like Acrophobia at Six Flags Over Georgia, but I was caught off guard when it dropped without tilting for me. But even without the tilt, the drop is a real rush because of that riding position. 14. Pitfall, Kennywood. This is another drop tower made special by the location. Pitfall was a 251 foot tall or 77 meter tall drop tower located above the ravine at Kennywood, so you felt astronomically high, and the view was incredible staring down at the river. Combining that with the usually awesome Intamin second generation tower drop that combines some floater airtime with a nice stomach dropping sensation, and you have a winner. 13. Soaring Eagle drop towers. The Soaring Eagle drop towers are noteworthy for their seatbelt only restraints. It's really freaky being 150 to 200 feet in the air with just a seatbelt. The seatbelt does prevent you from getting traditional airtime because of how tight it is, but these towers still give a great stomach dropping sensation the whole way down, and it's all about the sense of freedom. Number 12. Mystery Castle Phantasialand. I don't want to spoil this experience for those who haven't ridden it, but I'll say this is the best themed drop tower I've ridden outside of Tower of Terror. The theming is particularly awesome in the queue, and it feels like a haunt. The drop tower itself is quite forceful. It's an Intamin model, but it feels a bit different because of the unique ride system and variable program. Number 11. Lex Luthor Drop of Doom at Six Flags Magic Mountain. This is the scariest drop tower on this list by far. The ride stands a whopping 400 feet or 120 meters tall, but what really makes me freak out is the fact it's built on the side of Superman. And if Superman launches while you're on board, the amount of sway you experience makes it feel like an earthquake. It's among the freakiest moments of any ride. The view atop the tower is incredible, and the drop is pretty darn good too. Like Zumanjaro, it's not the most forceful drop, but this one felt a bit more intense, and the sheer length of the drop with the speed makes it impressive. Number 10. Blue Fall at Sea Paradise. This hulking 351 foot or 107 meter tower gives excellent views of the nearby bay and distant metropolis. And you can really feel the sway atop this tower too. This tower is unique in that it has one side with a holding brake. After the initial descent, a brake will catch you for a few seconds before you continue down. While this was unique, I actually preferred the regular side. I thought the holding brake side canceled out the stomach dropping sensation. Meanwhile, the regular side had a fantastic stomach drop the whole way down with some floater airtime, and the drop lasted forever. One downside with this tower is that there's an audible countdown at the top, so you don't have the same level of anticipation as the other towers on this list. Number 9. Any of the ARM Larson towers. These drop towers max out at just 140 feet or 43 meters, but you drop like a rock. The stomach dropping sensation on these towers is unmatched. Combine that with some great airtime because of the relatively loose restraints, and I'd say these towers have the best pure drop. And you have almost no warning because you don't stop at the top. The only thing you can hear is this little click a split second before you plunge. Number 8. Acrophobia at Six Flags Over Georgia. Standing 200 feet tall or 61 meters tall, Acrophobia is a standing floorless drop tower much like High Fall, except this one actually tilted. This made the intense drop even better, offering a visual rush combined with scary floater airtime. I know people love Falcon's Fury because it tilts down the full 90 degrees, but I prefer the partial tilt in Acrophobia because the drop is far more intense. Number 7. Indiana Adventure at Cinecita World. This is another standing floorless drop tower from Intamin. I give it the edge over Acrophobia because Indiana Adventure has 4-person cars as opposed to the large gyro gondola. The smaller cars in Indiana Adventure feel like they drop a hair faster, so the already intense drop is even better. There are sides with traditional sit-down seating, but I will always go with the standing floorless side for the thrill and uniqueness. Number 6. Fritfall Tilt at Gronelund. Like the prior 2 drop towers, this is another Intamin drop tower with a side with standing floorless seating. But this one gets a bump from me because of the breathtaking views of Stockholm from atop the tower, and the fact that it's a bit taller at 262 feet or 80 meters. I know Icaros is considered by many to be the best drop tower at Gronelund, but I honestly prefer Fritfall Tilt for the more intense drop. Number 5. Hurricane Condor at Port Aventura. Like Indiana Adventure, this is yet another Intamin drop tower with a range of seating opportunities. Sit down tilt, standing tilt, and standing floorless tilt. The latter is the best side by far. The incredible view of the park and Spanish coastline at the top combined with the disconcerting ride position results in one heck of an experience. The drop lasts forever and mixes a great stomach dropping sensation with sustained floater airtime. Number 4. Big Shot at the Stratosphere Tower. First off, let's talk about this ride's location. It's located atop the 921-foot tall Stratosphere Tower, and you're blasted an additional 161 feet in the air, which means you are 1,081 feet above the Vegas Strip. That is insane, and the views are fantastic. On one side you have the glitz and glamour of the casinos. On the other side you have beautiful mountains. Now I knew the view would be amazing, but what surprised me was the crazy airtime. The first launch has sustained ejector airtime that occurs not only at the apex, but it's sustained a bit down the drop as well. And then there was a second launch that gave some more floater airtime. But for me, the ride was made by the visuals and that insane airtime moment on the first launch. Number 3. Tower of Terror at Tokyo Disney Sea, Disney California Adventure, and Walt Disney Studios. All 3 of these towers are well themed, but I do prefer the unique story on Tokyo's tower. And all 3 towers had the same drop sequence when I rode them. All of the drops give some wonderful airtime accompanied by a stomach dropping sensation. And the rapid ascents gave some great airtime as well. Plus, I love the restraints in these rides. The seatbelt only restraints have some slack in them, so you can really feel the airtime. I do want to note that Tokyo's has shoulder straps in addition to the lap belt, but they had slack in them still as well, so I didn't really mind them. Number 2. The Twilight Zone Tower of Terror at Disney's Hollywood Studios. This one offers the same sensations as the other Tower of Terrors. It gives great airtime on the drops and ascents, especially because of the seatbelts. But this one gets the edge for the 5th dimension scene where the elevator leaves the shaft, and the randomized drop sequences. Number 1. Guardians of the Galaxy Mission Breakout at Disney California Adventure. I'll admit it, I was angry when Disney announced they were changing Tower of Terror. However, I was won over the second I rode Guardians. While the exterior is downright ugly, the ride experience is more thrilling than ever. The drop sequence starts right from the start and is broken up by several cutscenes. This results in a wilder, more frenetic experience that I prefer overall. Plus the music selection can't help but leave you smiling. So those are my top 25 favorite drop towers. What are your favorites? Do you agree with this list? If you enjoyed this video, I'd appreciate if you gave this video a like and consider subscribing, because there'll be a lot more amusement park and roller coaster videos here at Canopy Coaster. Thanks for watching.